Dah. Okay. Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. I would like to introduce myself to everyone. I am INTAN AMIRAH, who is your moderator for this forum today. Thankfully, we are here in a scientific forum to discuss the issues that occur in many companies nowadays. Before that, I would like to welcome everyone who are here present at our forum discussion today. Hopefully, we will have a lot of information and benefit from this forum. The headline of our forum today revolves around the issue of the dispersal of workers at Malindo Airlines. Without wasting time, I would like to introduce five panel who will be taking the information about this issue. Well, I will introduce panel 1 to panel 5. Panel 1 will be in charge of Miss Ain, Miss Puvithra and Miss REVATHI will be in the second panel. Panel will be in charge of Mr. Badrul and Miss SAKINAH, Miss MAISARAH and Miss INTAN will be in the fourth panel, and the fifth panel will be charged and Miss SAHIRA. Okay, before we go further, let me explain in advance about the topic of our forum today. As we know, our world is now experiencing a very serious virus which is known as COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, there are many companies suffer losses and causes them to lack of employers. Today, we will talk about retrenchment issues that occur in one of the famous company, Malindo Airlines. As the forum opener this time, I would like to ask a question to our first panel. Can we explain more about the issue of retrenchment in Malindo Airlines?
Hi and salam sejahtera. The topic which I want to share about the hotel issue right now is retrenchment in Malindo Airline. Malindo Airline has launched a retrenchment exercise ranging for termination to a year unpaid leave for 2,647 employees. The coronavirus pandemic has battered the aviation industry, said by the Human Resources Minister, which is Datuk Dr. M. Saravanan. Reeling from a slump in demand in the wake of travel curbs, the Malaysian arm of Indonesia Lions Air has already ordered 50% pay and unpaid leave for staff in March. The Human Resources Minister, Datuk Dr. M. Saravanan, has conducted decision with Malindo Air management on November 3. The news reported by the Star newspaper, and he also made sure that the company ensure the right of the affected worker and protect and appropriate assistance is given to them. The plan unveiled of Sunday and gave 439 employees notice on a year unpaid leave, with a possibility of being hired again when the economy recover. He added in a statement, as all of you know, the affected worker will get additional unemployment benefit and are eligible for government training and job hiring program. Following the COVID-19 pandemic, job losses in the country increased by 42% for the first quarter of this year on 2020. According to the Social Security Organization, SOC, and Employment Insurance System, SIP, the trend is only expected to increase for April 2020, with job losses rising 50% to 200% year on year for each subsequent quarter by 2023, according to the report that I heard today. That's all for thank you.
Thanks to our first panel. Very clear and concise explanation. Next, the second panel. Can you explain the causes of retrenchment from your
Hello and a very good morning to everyone. Today I will be talking about causes of retrenchment. Retrenchment happens due to few reasons. Firstly, economic downfall is one of the reasons. This applies to when a firm is no longer in the economic condition to hire all current workers because a number of factors that could include the basic wage, climate, recent recession, updated regulations affecting the cost of doing business, entrance into the marketplace of competitors. Thus, Malindo Airline is economically down due to the coronavirus pandemic, which hits the industry. Secondly, retrenchment happens due to tighter and stressful budgets. When Malindo Airlines see a declining trend in income, even if they still have a fighting chance, it's possible that they will think about how to cut costs and minimize losses. This is because Malindo Airlines is struggling to keep afloat after government grounded their flights. Thank you.
Greetings to everyone. I would like to add on some of the causes of the retrenchments. Firstly, retrenchment happens due to re-strategizing other than pandemic COVID-19 virus. Malindo Airlines maybe wants to be concentrate or focus on specific areas of operations. They may choose to terminate and any existing task or projects that have no assurance returns or is non-core because there may not to be room for the affected employees to get on board other projects. The company has few options to retrench them. Furthermore, mergers and acquisition is also a cause of retrenchment. In order to stay in profit and broaden their market research, Malindo Airlines choose to combine their operations with that of another company or entirely purchase another to function as a single entity, resulting in redundant roles and positions. Due to the duplication of staff that occurs from restructuring, companies has to resort to retrenchment to eliminate all excess workforce. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thanks to our second panel, based on the above discussion, it is clear that Malindo Airline Company had suffered a lot of losses due to this pandemic. What is the view of our third panel about this effect of retrenchment?
The effects from the retrenchment of the employees of Malindo Air that it affects both financial and psychological of the employees. These effects become more devastating during today's economic downturn and more so during this pandemic outbreak where the retrenched employees would face difficulty in finding another job of similar status or a job with a profitable pay. In addition, when the company decided to make a retrenchment, it would affect the employee's state of mind when they move on to another job because they would become uncomfortable with their new job as they were more used to and have more experience with their previous job.
Other than that, it will make the employees to lose their income. However, the damage from psychological effect is much greater. The effect of job loss would be felt more when the worker had been in service for a long time and further when it involves an only specific skills which may be a little use to potential employers. Workers who manage to secure new employment but are unable to use their skill in their new job are likely adjustment while employers and motivation toward the job. Therefore, this will directly cause an effect towards the productivity of the job itself. Thank you.
Turns to our third panel, we are also aware that many capable workers to have to quit their job without volunteering and have to find other job to cover their daily expenses. Further discussion about solution of readjustment by our fourth panel, please.
One of the solutions to avoid the retrenchment is register the volunteer disbursement scheme VSS. Malindo Airlines must reduce the number of employers by organization to recover the financial and operation of the company. With the VSS, it will cover the employment benefit in return Malindo Airlines. For example, the employers can find job elsewhere or they can saving the money to recover the financial during the COVID-19. Other than that, the company can reduce the cost to avoid the issue as it will be able to save an operating cost in future. It included by reduced cost of excessive cash outflow. For example, when Malindo Airlines reduce the cost, they can pay the salaries to employer in the future like COVID-19. Today, we can see there are many workers who don't have enough money in their daily spending. That's all for me.
Okay, for the third solution is reduce wages is if employees agree. Malindo Airlines can ask the employees to take a pay cut. It can adjust wages immediately depending on business performance with step on the monthly variable component MVC. MVC is considered assessing any cuts of up to 10% in employees' basic pay so that employers returning the amount cut during the recession with when the business has recovery. Other than that, they can also freeze external recruitment and redeploy employees into any vacancies which arise. Thank you.
Solid answers have been given by panel 4. So, what is the view from our fifth panel about the produce of retrenchment?
Okay, so our Human Resource Minister Datuk Dr. M. Saravanan said that for 39 Malindo Airlines employees who were given unpaid leave for a year, they should assume that their service contracts have those ended and they can apply for loss of job claims under SIT. So they can get help to finance their livelihoods while seeking for new jobs. Therefore, retrenchment has some procedures should be followed as outlined. One of the first procedures is consult the union and inform the workforce. It is essential to consult the workers' representative and inform the workforce as soon as decisions are made concerning redundancy and retrenchments. It is true then that an early warning may create a long period of anxiety on the part of the workers and interested outsider. Nevertheless, the damage to the company's reputation could be worse if no official information is made available. Second procedure is to inform the Labour Department 1 month in advance of any retrenchment exercises. Employee must inform the Labour Department by filling out forms provided for this purpose. The department will then take follow-up action to ensure workers receive any benefits and they are entitled to under the employment laws. That's all.
Okay, beside that, Malindo Airlines also should provide retrenchment benefit in certain case. Employees are entitled to retrenchment or termination benefits. Okay, who are so entitled? First, all employees covered by the Employment Act. Second, all employees covered by a collective agreement with a retrenchment benefit provisions. Third, any employee with provision for retrenchment benefit written into his contract or employment. Those who covered by Employment Act are not the only one worker entitled to benefit. Where there exists a collective agreement between the employer and the trade union that the workers in the airlines are to be provided with termination benefits, then it is mandatory to comply. I would like to add on severance pay also. It is known as retrenched employee must at least be paid 1 week pay for each complete year of ongoing service. However, the employer must pay the retrenched employee the amount specified in any policy or his or her employment contract if the amount is larger. If an employee refuses alternative employment with the employer or other employer, she or he will not be entitled to severance pay.
Okay, thank you, fifth panel, for your expectation just now. In conclusion, the layoff in Malindo occurred due to changing, also including this virus COVID-19. This had an impact on detention workers for the rest of their life. Therefore, we must tackle this pandemic together so that workers can work as usual and reduce the amount of unemployment caused by layoff. I would like to thank to all our panel members today for being present and willing to voice their opinion. Hopefully, what we get today give some enlightenment and useful input. Well, before we resign, thank you again to all. Regard until we meet again.
Okay, thank you.